The Bible was written over approximately 1,500 years, across various historical periods, by many different authors. From ancient patriarchs to early Christians, each era contributed writings that form the Bible as we know it today. Let's explore when each part of the Bible was written and how its timeline shapes its message and context. The Old Testament, or Hebrew Bible, was written between around 1400 BCE and 400 BCE. This collection includes texts by figures like Moses, who authored the Torah or Pentateuch, the first 5 books, around 1400 BCE, as well as later writings by prophets and kings. These books document Israel's history, laws, and relationship with God. The historical books of the Old Testament, such as Joshua, Judges, Samuel, and Kings, were likely written between 1000 BCE and 500 BCE. These texts record the history of Israel, including the time of the judges and the monarchy. The prophetic books, like Isaiah, Jeremiah, and Ezekiel, were written from the 8th to the 5th century BCE, offering guidance and warnings during key historical events such as the Assyrian and Babylonian exiles. Wisdom literature in the Bible, such as Psalms, Proverbs, and Ecclesiastes, is thought to have been written from around 1000 BCE to 500 BCE. These texts were composed during the reigns of King David and King Solomon and include reflections on faith, morality, and the nature of God, offering timeless insights into human experience and divine wisdom. The Old Testament is generally believed to have been completed around 400 BCE, with the writing of books like Malachi, the final prophetic book. By this time, the major writings that make up the Hebrew Scriptures were recorded, providing a foundation of faith for the Jewish people and serving as a prelude to the coming of Christ in the New Testament. The New Testament was written within a relatively short period, spanning around 50 to 100 years. Beginning with the letters of Paul, the New Testament documents the life, teachings, and resurrection of Jesus Christ and the growth of the early Christian Church. This collection of writings was completed around 95 to 100 CE, with the Book of Revelation being one of the last texts written. The Apostle Paul's letters, some of the earliest New Testament writings, were composed between 50 and 65 CE. These letters, including Romans, Corinthians, and Galatians, address various Christian communities, offering theological insights and practical guidance for believers. The Gospels Matthew, Mark, Luke, and John were likely written between 60 and 90 CE. They document the life, ministry, death, and resurrection of Jesus, each offering a unique perspective. Mark is thought to be the earliest gospel, while John was likely written later to provide additional theological depth. The New Testament was completed around the end of the 1st century CE, with the Book of Revelation, written by the Apostle John, serving as its final text. This timeline brought together eyewitness accounts, letters, and visions that offered guidance and hope to the early church and future generations of believers. The Bible spans over 1,500 years of recorded history, from the time of Moses to the writings of the apostles. This vast timeline offers a dynamic view of God's interaction with humanity, providing insights from different eras, cultures, and perspectives. Together, the books of the Bible convey a unified story of redemption and hope. Thank you for exploring the timeline of the Bible's writing. We hope this journey through the Bible's historical context has deepened your understanding of its rich, diverse origins. As we continue to study these ancient texts, let's appreciate the timeless wisdom and spiritual insights they offer.